time, which means I won't be looking at the screen exactly the same always, because I'm on two different platforms. So I'm testing out doing Instagram at the same time as Facebook, but I'm not sure if we're going to keep going. We'll have to see how things go. In the meantime, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Christy Grace, author, and I'm working on my first book right now, but also my website and blog, Christy Grace Scarlet Pen. So today I'm doing a Facebook Live because I want to connect with you guys on a visual level and another level, and so I am here, and I probably should have had my my Instagram camera higher because I am live. I can work that myself. Nah, it's the same. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. You know, this is just what it's like when you're live. Things change, trying to get stuff going. Let me know in the comments if you are here live. If you're watching this later, that's all good too. I hope you enjoy. I'm talking today about the 5 things that I can't live without. Before we get into those 5 things, which I actually have thought quite a bit about because they're important, I wanted to remind you guys that I recently released, sorry, I got my camera going everywhere. I recently released my Hannah Carmichael Chronicles as an ebook. That was an ongoing series that I was doing on my website. And then I edited all of that and changed it up, switched it up, and then now it became an actual ebook, which I've released on Amazon. But I wanted to remind you of it because I've made some really cool changes. So if you have heard me talking about my readers list, you will know that when you sign up to not only find out about all the cool things that are going on with me, you also get to download, I've been doing the first 30 Hannah Carmichael for free, the new updated version in a PDF. I have now changed my mind and made things even better for you guys. And when you join to be my readers list, you now get the entire Hannah Carmichael edited version for free when you get to be a part of that, and you can download it as a really cool PDF. It's different from the ebook that you get on Amazon. It's got borders and pictures, and it's a bit more interesting to look at. And so you can absolutely go on Amazon and download that still. But if you want to get it for free, all you have to do is sign up for the readers list, and I have a link for that. I should have a link. Yes, I do, in the description. So, all right, today we are talking about the 5 things that I can't live without. So I did give this a lot of thought, and I was really excited for all of the things that I came up with. I thought of a lot of different things, and it was really it was hard to narrow it down, and I wasn't sure exactly what was going to make the list and what wasn't, but I did narrow it down. So in no particular order, these are my things I can't live without. So number 1 is my sentimental jewelry. So there are a few pieces that I have that are really sentimental to me. So these are a couple of my mum's rings, and I have a necklace that was really special. My dad bought me. It was like I think it was my first real one. And so then there's a pair of earrings that are really special. I have a couple of other necklaces from people who have passed away or who I really love and care about. So those would be my number 1. I am bunching that into one and adding that together, but that's okay. I've decided. So my sentimental jewelry is a number 1. So number 2 is something I can't live without. If you've seen any of my posts on social media, then you'll know that sometimes I like to share about my photography. So I love taking photos. Most of the time I take a landscape or nature photos, and sort of I love close-up stuff. It's really good. So one thing I can't live without that I've decided is my camera. So whether that I mean, I have that as an actual physical camera. I don't have that with me to show you, but I don't mean like a phone camera. That's not as exciting. But I have got a real physical camera, which is really cool. And so if I had to pick 5 things, that made my list. because I love taking photos. You're capturing a moment and you're capturing something beautiful, and then you can share that with other people. It's just one of my favorite things to do. So my camera is number two. Number three is my typewriter. So if you have been keeping up with me and know a little bit about me, then you'll know that I love to write my stuff on a typewriter, particularly my first draft. So I love whipping out my old typewriter. I got it I think from like Facebook or eBay or something like that. But it was secondhand from someone who was selling it from, I think it was from an estate. It is one of the best things I bought. You can see it in the Facebook Live. You can see it in the background. Wait. There it is. So I have my typewriter. I love using that instead of a keyboard. Not always, because it's a bit more challenging and a bit more difficult, but it's really fun to use that and get out my ideas in a different format and in different ways. So it just works a little differently, which is cool. All right, so because this is Coffee Catch Up with Christy Facebook Live, I have my drink here, which I'm going to have some. Oh, so good. All right. Oh! Phones falling and people dropping. Oh, that's what happens when you're doing a Facebook Live, is that stuff goes on and things fall over. I like not doing live sometimes because then you can fix stuff and edit it out. But this is real life, people. It's real life. All right. So, back to my things I can't live without, and hopefully this camera will not fall anymore. So I can keep going. So, those are the first three. The fourth one that I've decided I can't live without is an iPod. So I don't mean like a phone with music on it. I mean like an iPod. So I don't need my phone. It's not on my list. Surprise, surprise. Spoilers for my last item. But an iPod is because I love music. Music is part of who I am. It's what I love. I love not only making music myself, because I release music every now and then, but I also I love listening to other people and other people's music. It just goes really deep in my purpose in life, my soul and my spirit, and so it is very deeply impacting for me, music. So without it, is who doesn't who I those people who say that they don't like music, they confuse me. I don't believe you. How can you not? Right, so that is my number four. I definitely need music in my life. Okay, so we're coming up to the last one. My last thing of number five, what I couldn't live without, is something that whenever you get asked that question, if you were on a deserted island and you could only bring however many books or however many things, I find it interesting, that question, when it comes to like books. Everyone is like, well, do you choose a book that you have never read, so that you can read it, or do you choose something that you love, because then you're stuck with it if you don't like it and you've never read it, which is a good point. It's a very good point. But something that I wanted to bring, it is a book, believe it or not, and it's something that I would never get sick of. It's something that I would be really happy to have if it was the only one that I could have there with me on a deserted island, or just in general, for something I can't live without. And that is my Bible. So if you don't already know, I'm a Christian, and I go to church and have worship sessions, and I'm very passionate about my faith, and so having my Bible with me as one of the five things that I can't live without, or even on a deserted island when there's nothing to do. It's just something that I would never get sick of. It's so long, first of all, and there's so many different things that you can get out of it. And literally, the the Old Testament, like all the beginning stuff, is literally like Game of Thrones. If you've never read it before, I was absolutely shocked when I was rereading it recently, because I hadn't done a really great job of going through it in my life. I'm 26, so I'm still pretty young, but as I was going over it again, it's just shocking, all of the stuff. Like, if you think that the Bible is boring, you're not reading it right, guys. Because seriously, it's like Game of Thrones out there, like especially that Old Testament stuff. So, um, it was really great. It's fun to read. It's fun to read, and it's unusual some of the things that happen in there, but it's good. So that makes it to number 5 for me. So those are my 5 things. I don't see many people actually coming live. That's fine. It's all good. Hopefully you are watching later on. If you are, there should still be the link to my readers list for your free Hannah, or you can check out my blog posts. I love creating blog posts, and I've got a podcast because I'm writing my first book, and I've got episodes coming out. There's something really special that I want to tell you about the podcast now while we're here, and it is that recently I've been releasing them once a month, and I've promoted that they're coming out, monthly. But I am now upping the dose of podcast for you guys, and it's going to be every 2 weeks. So every fortnight there will be another episode of my podcast, and so I'm really excited to be able to share the journey. The story is coming up really soon. I will be telling you what it's called, what it's about, and get a look into some really cool things, and also what it was like to sort of go on the journey of publishing. I haven't got there yet, but I am in the middle of it, and hopefully I get to share my story with my beta readers. If you want to be a beta reader and you want to read the story without any knowledge whatsoever of what it's about, except for the fact that I'm a suspense crime writer, mystery, but you can absolutely jump on board. You can send me an email, cg.scarlettpen@gmail.com, or you can send me a message or add a comment, say, me, I want to be a beta reader. That's all good. And so hopefully I will be able to share a little bit more about that and through the podcast really soon. I have an episode coming out next week, so it's going to be fun, and I hope that you guys show up and want to listen and find out. To all my writers out there, this one's a little bit about the writing side, and then coming up will be a bit more about the story for my readers. So yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. It's Saturday now, but if you're watching it not live and you're watching it another day, happy whatever the day of the week it is. And I hope that I will see you soon. And next fortnight, I will be back with a really exciting and fun coffee catch up with Christy Facebook Live again. So hopefully I will see you there. And otherwise, see you in the adventures.